You're listening to the Kiss 100 with the Future Sound of London one-off special. Hopefully we're going to link up with the two guys from the Future Sound of London somewhere in a northwest London studio. Welcome along, guys.
I'm here!
Hello, Paul. How you doing?
Very well, thanks. And yourselves? I gather you've got a bit of an extravaganza up for us tonight. Can you tell us what we've got in store?
Well, we're going to be broadcasting our own little range of chaos to you. There's going to be samplers and ADATs and CDs and all sorts of stuff going on, so hopefully we can get it right. There has been some cock-ups on this tour, I must say.
Where do you actually mainly source most of your sounds from? Is it all sampled collages or, you know, original material put in there as well?
It's a kind of a combination of collecting stuff from what we call the waste bins of time, you know, just all the stuff that's been discarded, nicking bits and walking around streets and also sitting like couch potatoes and flicking through the great digital broadcast systems.
Is this one of sort of your main motives behind doing the ISDN tours, to be able to use material that you wouldn't be able to put out otherwise, or?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I mean, it's obviously good freedom, you know. We can cut up films and stuff without going through the headache of clearing them, which is quite nice.
Okay, presumably you'll be featuring material from your brand new album, Dead Cities, tonight.
Yeah, some bits, yeah. Redone, actually, most of the time. The only time we'll be doing anything straight, actually, is when we're reloading the samplers, which gives us an opportunity to get that done.
Okay, in what ways do you feel that your Dead Cities album sort of moved on since the Lifeforms album of 1994?
I have to say, that's the most amazing story I've ever heard. What amazes me most is you were taken in by it. If you want to indulge this fantasy, that's your business. Don't make it mine.
You want me?
Hello? You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Future Sound of London is sort of very well renowned for being a multimedia act and with dealing with other areas such as visuals. I mean, what sort of plans do you have for the future for these as well?
Well, in the new year, we're planning, we're down the line at the moment in hooking up a TV and a radio station. I mean, one of the ideas behind FSOL really is to not only look at new technology, but to very much utilize stuff that is kind of abused.
Right.
Stuff that everybody has access to, you know. We're not particularly elitist. I mean, it's stuff like TV and, as you can probably guess, radio, you know. These kind of things that we believe have great power. I mean, I was brought up, I remember being packaged off down to see my gran in Hastings, you know, when I was a kid, and she never had a TV. God, what was it, 1920s or something? And I remember always like being really moved by radio. I used to tune into radio plays and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, in the new year, we're hooking up radio and TV so that in order to get the whole experience, you have to tune into both things.
Well, I gather you've also been doing some stuff for Sony PlayStations as well, with doing the Wipeout games. How did that sort of come about?
Well, we've been talking to them for the last couple of years, actually, because our attitude is that computer games are going to get quite deep over the next 2 years. They're not going to be like just shoot 'em ups or cut 'em ups or burn 'em ups. You know, they're going to be quite weird, interactive experiences. So, yeah, I mean, as a byproduct of that, we got involved in something that's a bit more traditional. It's just a racing game called Wipeout, but it's a pretty good one, you know.
Then did you use a lot of sampling for that, or was that, you know, more sort of original material?
Well, no, actually, that was a chaotic track that's on the album called Herd Killing, which was just a mad Sunday where Brian had bought a 50-pence Run DMC album from a second-hand shop, and we just cut it up, and we didn't even really think about it, but within 2 days they wanted it, you know, as a feature track on the game, and it was like, oh my God, you know, here we are again, you know, just like getting in trouble, you know.
That's really good. Talking of sampled sound, it seems now a lot of the jungle artists seem to sort of sample from you as well. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I like that. Obviously, sometimes it irks me a bit, you know, when it's like I hear people raving about a tune as if it's really creative, and then I hear, you know, it's a bit of drum programming with a big chunk of Lifeforms on the top of it. But I mean, generally, no, I think it's cool, you know. I mean, it's, I'm glad to see that. I mean, it's funny, you know, when we were always linked with intelligent techno, I always found it quite funny because that revolved around the theory almost of playing keyboards and stuff, whereas we've always been really deep into theft and sampling and the whole philosophy behind that particular machine, you know. our philosophy on the sampler really is it's just like a microscope. You know, we can analyse whatever we want. You know, we can put whatever we want into that thing.
Right, I've got one more question actually for you before you actually start on your extravaganza tonight. Okay, The Dead Cities is the title for your brand new album. Okay, where did you get that name, and what's the actual philosophy behind the album?
Well, there's a typical FSOL style. There's a really shallow one, and there's a kind of an overthought one. You know, the simple one is that one of our visual collaborators, Buggy G, came back with a shot from the Berlin Wall, and it had Dead Cities scrawled on it. So we kind of really liked that, and it had something, so we took it. So that's kind of that's the shallow one.
Right.
And the actual deeper one is that on Lifeforms we tried to sell life, and we're trying to sell death this time, and it's got pretty bad PR, so I'm not sure if we're going to succeed, but we thought we'd give it a shot.
Okay.
Seeing as death cigarettes failed, so...
Well, death always sells, though. Anyway, I'm going to let you get on with it now, and I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the rest of it. So good luck.